time is to get your seats. Your food is on its way out to you. Grab your drinks from the bar. We have a very eventful evening, so we want to try to get started on time. Good evening and welcome to the 2025-2026 Installation of Officers and Awards Ceremony. We are very thankful that you are all here on this happy occasion to celebrate several of our board members and to congratulate our awardees. Tonight we are pleased to congratulate William Shapiro, Virginia Blumenthal, William Lee, and Anabel Romero for their tremendous contributions to our local legal community. Tonight we are pleased and honored to have so many special guests and dignitaries in attendance. I would like to take this opportunity to mention them and to point them out. The list is long. I would please ask if you would be so kind as to hold your applause until the end. Tonight we have several judicial officers in attendance with us. Justice Manuel Ramirez, Presiding Judge, the Honorable Lisa Rogan, Assistant Presiding Judge, Honorable Rod Cortez, Honorable Rashid Alexander, Honorable Aaron Alexander, Honorable Teresa Bennett, retired, Honorable Kyle Brody, one of our very own on our Bar Association, Honorable David Driscoll, Honorable Brian Foster, retired, Honorable Janet Frangie, retired, Honorable Donna Garza, Honorable Thomas Garza, Honorable Michelle Jalise, Honorable Kara Houston, my apologies, Honorable Dina Amani, Honorable Natalie Lowe, Honorable Marie Myers, Honorable Lynn Ponson, Honorable Tara Riley, retired, Honorable Wilfred J. Snyder, Jr., Honorable Stephanie Story, Honorable Chris Warner, retired, Honorable Glenn Yabuno, and Commissioner Michael Lowe. Did I miss anyone? If I did, welcome. Your Honors, thank you so much for joining us. In addition, we have several important individuals in the room and or dignitaries that I would like to honor and acknowledge. Our previous past presidents for our organization, Randall Hanna, Justin King, Dean McVay, Tony Sears, Fernando Vargas, Will Wooten, Taylor Warner, Michael Scafiddi, Darren Lipinsky, and myself. Our sister organizations, the University of Laverne College of Law, and public service students, and Dean Kevin Marshall, again one of our very own. The San Bernardino County Bar Association past presidents, John Lowenthal, Paul Schimont, the Honorable Wilfred Schneider Jr., Michael Scafiddi, and William Shapiro. The current president of the San Bernardino County Bar Association, Justin King, and the president of the newly founded Pride Bar Association of the Inland Empire, Dean McVay. We also have some notables that we will be acknowledging for tonight. We'd like to thank Wendy and Charmaine Brooks. Thank you for your continued support, ladies. Colton Lynch for the 33rd Congressional District Representative Pete Aguilar. Jessica Avalon, Chief of Staff, San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors. Legal Aid of Inland Empire, current President Joyce Holcomb. And Anabel Romero, Court Executive Officer of the San Bernardino Superior Court. We have some past judicial lifetime achievement recipients, the Honorable Tara Riley, retired, and Justice Manuel Ramirez. We have past Judicial Officer of the Year recipients, Honorable Brian Foster, Honorable Thomas Garza, Honorable Christopher Warner, Honorable Janet Frangi, Honorable Glenn Yabuno, and Honorable Michelle Jalise. We have past recipients of our Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Award, Ricardo Echeverria, Greg Rizio, Corey Weck, Michael Scafiddi, Darren Lipinsky, William Shapiro, and John Blumenthal. We have past recipients of our Charles Althouse Lifetime Achievement Award, Jill Gregory and Bill Lehman. We also have some past recipients of our Mitchell Roth Service Award, Joyce Holcomb and Pablo Ramirez. We would also like to thank our sponsors, because without you we simply cannot do what we do, and it is because of you that we are able to do events like this tonight. So we are very thankful for the following: our presenting sponsor, the law offices of William Shapiro; our diamond sponsors, Kenny Ramirez Law Firm, law offices of David Goldstein; Louis Brisbois, Bisgaard and Smith, the Markarian Law Group; McCune Law Group; the Najera Law Group, thank you; Scafiddi, Farooqi, Gardner Law; Shernoff, Bernard and Echeverria; the Paris Law Firm, Eric Paris; and Wendy and Sharman Brooks. We have our platinum sponsors, the Larson LLP and the law offices of Justin King; our gold sponsors, Charles Nichols, Stone Investigation Services; Chris and Margie Warner, Everest Legal Marketing, my apologies; the law offices of James McGee, and the law offices of Fernando Vargas. Our silver sponsors, Anthony Sears, Focus Litigation Solutions; Fullerton Lehman, Schaefer and Dominic; Gordon Reese Scully and Nance. I don't understand it. I apologize. I tried it. Nance Gooden. Somebody help me. Thank you. I apologize. I promise I practiced it, and I knew I was going to make a mistake. I'm out of here soon, so it doesn't matter. The Honorable Wilfred J. Schneider Jr., law offices of Taylor Warner, Matthew Taylor, receiver and partition referee. Our bronze sponsors, Janet Frangi, the Honorable Janet Frangi, Honorable Kyle Brody, Honorable Tara Riley, law offices of Joyce Holta, law offices of Angelique Bonanno, law offices of Heidi Romeo, presiding judge Honorable Lisa Rogan, and the University of College of Law Public Service. Finally, we have our wine sponsor. It is Laurel Starks and the Starks Realty Group, where we have the sponsors with the wine that is also available at the bar area. At this time, I thank you very much. I know that was a lot, but it's so important for us to make sure that we acknowledge every one of you that is so important to us. Please enjoy your dinner, and we'll see you back at about 6:40. Thank you. To my very dear friends and colleagues, as I close out my presidency for the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association for the second time, I want to express my immense gratitude to our amazing board, our officers, and our executive director, Lindsay Partridge. We truly cannot do it without the immense support of this amazing board. It has been a privilege to serve as your president again, and I'm always humbled that they would put their faith in me to lead the way. I sincerely want to thank every one of our members, our sponsors, and all of those who have graciously provided support for our organization. It establishes our continued success, and your support allows us to continue working toward our mission statement. I also want to thank all of the volunteers, our affiliates, and our judicial officers who continue coming back time and time again to support our organization. Our mission aims to promote the administration of justice, foster high standards of conduct and competence within the legal profession, enhance communication amongst its members, the judiciary, and the public. We strive to encourage these high standards with integrity, learning, competency, civility, and public interest. In so doing, if you did not know what this amazing organization does, in addition to the kind of events that we have here tonight, we offer mediation services at low cost for individuals who need to get their cases through the court system, but who also clog the court system because they don't know how to get through the court system. And so we offer that at a very low cost. We have a referral service for self-represented litigants who need to be connected with representation by competent legal counsel. We have programs that bridge the gap between new lawyers and seasoned lawyers. We have a mentor-mentee program. We affiliate with our local law school with amazing continuing education programs. We recognize leaders in our community via events just like this. We bridge the gap between the bench and the bar with our bench bar events. And we hold Christmas drives during the holidays so that we can help those who are less fortunate in our community. Our goal through this organization is to really try to make a difference within our community, and we work very, very hard to achieve that goal. As president this past year, I had my own personal goals that I wanted to try to set and achieve, and they were as follows. Providing up-to-date and relevant MCLE programs, collaboration with our sister organizations, support of our new legal organizations such as the Pride Bar, increased attendance at our events, which by the way, this is our highest attended event to date. I've worked hard to achieve diversity and awareness within our own organization and to maintain our solid membership numbers. And I'm very honored to say that we met each one of these goals. I certainly did not do it alone. I certainly could not do it alone. I could not do it without our amazing board, officers, and our executive director, Lindsay Partridge. I quickly also want to just say how proud I am to be a resident of the Inland Empire. I came here about 26 years ago, and I never looked back. I've had an opportunity over the course of my career to practice in neighboring jurisdictions, and I can say San Bernardino is 100% above and beyond all of our neighboring counties. This week alone, just as an example, a colleague of mine and I, we went out to sushi lunch just to talk about cases and strategies. This week as well, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I called a colleague. I had some questions I wanted to bounce some ideas off of. And she was kind enough to give me her time on the way to court to bounce those ideas off of her. And those are just two examples, really quick, simple examples of the kind of people that we have here in the Inland Empire. Judge McCoy told us that there are 5 C's that every lawyer should strive to achieve, but San Bernardino County far and away exceeds that number. Our lawyers are compassionate, civil, courteous, cheerful, caring, clever, competent, calm, capable, charismatic, charitable, conscientious, candid, colorful, and classy. We also have the most efficient judicial officers in the entire Southern California area, in my opinion. They're engaging, they're confident, they're prepared, they're professional, they're caring, they manage their courtrooms efficiently, they effectively administer justice, they're polite, and they're pleasant to appear before. Looking forward, I do see continued success for this organization. Over my time with the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, which has been about 20 years at this point, we've weathered some storms, and every single time we've risen above and we've found a way to overcome. I remember probably about 20 years ago, we had some challenges that were going on. We set a special meeting that occurred at my home, and the members, the board of directors and the officers came to my home, and we had a brainstorming session where we talked about what can we do. And the energy in the room on that night was so amazing. And that energy continues through this day. And many of those people from 20 years ago that came to my home for that special meeting are still part of our bar association. I'm really excited to see the investment that they continue to make and the investment that we'll see from our new people. Incidentally, every single one of our bars, our board of members and officers is going to remain for another cycle. No one is cycling on. That tells me they really want to be a part of this organization. In closing, I just want to thank all of those who came before me as president to kind of help me see their path and try to figure out what I was doing as their president. I also want to thank our perpetual treasurer, Matthew Taylor. He is really the reason why we're all still here, day in and day out. As I turn my presidency over, it's kind of deja vu all over again. When I was president before, the vice president was Dean McVay. My vice president was Dean McVay. I turned the gavel over to him then. I'm going to turn the gavel over to him now. You are in amazing hands. He has determination, he has courage, insight, and grace. It's been a wonderful experience. I want to thank you all. It's one I'll never forget. So farewell, but not goodbye. And as I often say, ciao for now. At this time, I would like to invite the individuals who will be installed as either officers or directors for our organization. Mr. Dean McVay, our incoming president, Lauren Voigt, our president-elect. Please come up as I call your name. Christopher Markarian, be our vice president. Matthew Taylor, our perpetual treasurer. I will be your immediate past president, and our board of directors, Anthony Costanzo, Christina Bernheim, Eric Harris, Fernando Vargas, Jonathan King, Jonathan Robbins, Joyce Holcomb, Karima Reif, Kenny Ramirez, Kevin Marshall, Kristen Hobbs, Kyle Brody, Linda Guzman, Michael Scafiddi, Randy Hanna, Roxana Morrow, Tara Ottenville, Tara Riley, retired, and Taylor Warner. How did I not see? Did I miss anybody? Okay, at this time, I would kindly ask our presiding judge, Ms. Rogan, if she would be kind enough to come up and administer the oath.
Wow, what a beautiful crowd. That's what happens when you load up the ticket. All right. Can I just say what an honor it is for me to swear in this amazing group of people coming in. So you are in very good hands. You are absolutely correct. So if I could ask each of you to raise your right hand. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm to uphold your duties and responsibilities as officers and directors of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, being mindful of your roles as representatives of your membership, as officers of the court, and as attorneys dedicated to service of the public and the legal system? Please say I do.
I do.
Congratulations.
I would like to introduce to you our incoming president, Mr. Dean McVay.
Thank you. Well, the first thing I get to do is I get to honor this wonderful woman, Angelique Bonanno, who's not just our outgoing president, but she is one of my best friends in the whole world, as she is to many of you, because that's who she is. So let's hear a huge applause for outgoing President Angelique Bonanno. And as is our custom, we have all kinds of beautiful trophies that go on your wall, Angelique. So you get this lovely trophy designed by Lindsay Partridge, Angelique Bonanno President, 2024 to 2025, in appreciation for your outstanding service as Officer and President of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association. Thank you. And we also, don't go away, we have some more prizes for you, because I know your wall isn't full enough. We have resolutions, woohoo! We have resolutions in the house. So, and if you're an award recipient tonight, you get this. Wow, I didn't know we were getting one of these. This is from the United States Congress, from Congressman Pete Aguilar, a certificate of special congressional recognition. Congratulations. From the state senate, signed by one of our very favorite state senators ever, bless her heart, Senator Eloise Gomez Reyes, one of our favorites. Also from the city of Rancho Cucamonga, wow, everyone on council signed this beautiful certificate and proclamation for Angelique Bonanno. And wait, there's more. The California Legislative Assembly, Angelique Bonanno Certificate of Recognition by Robert Garcia. I believe he's here, or his office is here. From the Assembly. And I'm sure you have one or two of these already, but here's a fabulous one dated today from the San Bernardino County Resolution Board of Supervisors thanking you for your outstanding service. Congratulations. So now it's my turn to say a few words. And again, it is a great honor and a privilege to stand before all of you as the incoming president once again. I told Angelique, this is kind of like deja vu, Groundhog Day all over again. It was 2012, 2013 when I was last president. And let me just say, the year that we did the Judicial Officer of the Year Award, we had 70 in attendance. Tonight we have almost 300 people in attendance. And we broke our fundraising records tonight. But I am humbled and just thrilled with the trust that the board has given me for the opportunities that lie ahead. And I want to congratulate, first and foremost, all of our award recipients tonight. They're all extremely worthy recipients of these awards, and they really are examples for all of us to follow. And I know we have some law students. If you're a law student, will you please stand up and be recognized tonight? Come on, Laverne, let's see our Laverne uppers. All right, Leo's in the house. And faculty, we have our dean at the law school as well. So to all of you, listen carefully, because when you hear the stories about these phenomenal four people, this is who you want to be. This is who you are to follow. These amazing men and women are the ones that have been trailblazers in our field, and that's why they're getting the award tonight. So congratulations to Anabel Romero for her outstanding work in running our county. And I heard a little rumor the other day that she actually has people flying in from Napa just to work for her during the week. Does anyone else in the room have employees flying down from Napa just to work with you? She does. Congratulations also to William Lee and Virginia Blumenthal as this year's Jennifer Brooks Lawyers of the Year. And to one of our very own beloved brothers of our community, Bill Shapiro, the Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Bill. I want to also thank our board of directors. As Angelique mentioned, this is a huge task to run this organization, and all of our board members roll up their sleeves every month and get the work done. And we are led by an incredible leader, and her name is Lindsay Partridge. So thank you, Lindsay, for all of your hard work. That Lindsay over there, will you stand up, Lindsay? She doesn't like being recognized, but she's the best executive director in the world. Thank you, Lindsay. And again, thanks to my dear friend, Angelique Bonanno, for blazing the trail. You have very high heels that I cannot fill, but I'll try. And also thank you to my life partner, Jim Kimbrough, for all your love and support. I couldn't do all that I do. People ask me, how do you do this and that and everything? I go home and everything's ready, and I'm loved and supported dearly for 20 years, and thank you, Jim. And by my dear mom, who would have been here tonight. She usually goes around the room putting the certificates under the chairs and helping us and Lindsay get set up. But she's unfortunately in the hospital tonight and unable to join us. She planned her trip home to Michigan after this dinner, but I guess life had other plans for her, so keep her in your prayers if you would. So tonight, my vision for the next year, and I just want to talk about 6 pillars that I hope to execute, 6 plans for my next year as president. I'll get through them as quickly as possible because I know you all have better things to do tonight. But my theme tonight is building today and securing tomorrow, so that together we have the chance not only to strengthen our association, but to help shape the future of our profession. To achieve that, I want to focus on these 6 pillars. 1, increasing our membership. 2, re-engaging our mentorship program. 3, reviving our scholarship program. 4, developing an even stronger MCLE program. 5, building an endowment for the future, an endowment fund at the bar for the future. And 6, further collaboration with our wonderful sister bar associations and organizations, many of whom are in the house tonight. So first, membership. A bar association, as you know, is only as strong as the people who belong to it. When our numbers grow, so does our influence, our reach, and our ability to serve. This year, I want to open our doors wide to the doors of the association to welcome young lawyers, fresh from the bar exam, law students, as well as seasoned attorneys who may have stepped away, and unrepresented groups who have too often stood on the margins and not been a part of our group. So thank you in advance to board members Christina Bernheim and Linda Guzman, who lead our Young Lawyers Division, who will continue to bring new young lawyers into our Bar Association and also through the University of Laverne Alumni Association. So thank you all for your inspired leadership. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we build today. But second, mentorship. The law is just not a profession, it's a tradition, handed down from one generation to the next. Think for a moment for the mentors who guided you, who showed you not only how to practice law, but how to live it with honor. I know some of my mentors are here tonight. This year I want us to create a culture where every young lawyer has a mentor and every seasoned lawyer has a mentee. We've said that in the past, we're going to make sure it happens this year again with the help of our Young Lawyers Division. We'll have opportunities for all of you to get involved. Please look for more information on this program in our October bulletin. And we also have some mentor-mentee flyers out in the hall. And flyers that look like this. Become a mentor today and inspire. So please pick that up. It'll also be in our October bulletin. If you would like to be a mentor, please let us know. Our mentorship program will help ensure the future generation of lawyers are connected and supported by the wise, experienced lawyers in our community, and that is how we secure tomorrow. Third, scholarships. We all know brilliant young students and new lawyers who have the heart, the passion, and the potential to succeed, but who face financial barriers, especially today, in today's society of ever-increasing costs and tuition. So we have a Roberta Shaw Scholarship Fund. Do you all remember about 12 or 13 years ago when I was last president, we talked about that? We're going to re-engage that program. We have thousands of dollars in the bank that we have not yet spent. We're going to do a fundraising effort to beef up our Roberta Shell Scholarship Fund, and we're going to find new donors and new recipients of our scholarship. And if you don't know, I know many of you do, especially Mr. Shapiro here in the front row, Roberta Shell and Mike Scafiddi and many others that have volunteered for decades for Roberta, including myself. But she founded the San Bernardino County Legal Aid Clinic in 1975, and for over 40 years, she administered the clinic, providing free or low-cost legal services to those in need. We will reinstitute the scholarship program, with fundraising and future donations to our existing scholarship fund. We'll look for those worthy recipients for the scholarships, and we will award those next year. Because when we invest in these young people, many of whom are in the house tonight, we are building today and securing tomorrow. And fourth, continuing legal education. As Angelique Bonanno pointed out, we have a great MCLE program. We're going to make it even better. The law does not stand still, and neither can we. Technology, new practice areas, changing client expectations all demand that we stay ahead. This year we will expand opportunities for continuing legal education for young lawyers who are still finding their footing. So again, our Young Lawyers Division, led by board members Christina Bernheim and Linda Guzman, will work with me, thank you, in creating a Young Lawyers MCLE track. Woo-hoo. We have lots of ideas already percolating. Where seasoned lawyers in various fields of practice will provide MCLE seminars on various topics of interest to our young lawyers to help prepare and educate them to become experts in their field. If you would like to volunteer, please let us know. Again, information to sign up for that will be in our October bulletin. We will present practical, accessible, forward-looking programs that will equip our members not just to keep up, but to lead. And again, that is building today and securing tomorrow. Fifth, and this is my proudest goal so far, building an endowment fund for the future. We must not only get to the bar of today, we must secure the bar of tomorrow. And that, I hope, will be my legacy someday. That's why I want us to establish a permanent endowment fund supported by estate gifts and fundraising dollars. Imagine the power of an endowment fund that continues to grow. And I know we have estate planning attorneys in the house, so I'm preaching to the choir. But those endowment funds will ensure scholarships for students in the future, preservation of the corpus of the trust and only using a portion of it to fund these programs, education for young lawyers, and to secure the financial health of our Bar Association for generations to come. I don't know if you're aware of this, but these dinners that we do in October, usually September, and March, pay for about 90% of our operating costs to run the Bar Association. Tonight, again, we have a record-breaking fundraising turnout of sponsorships, but it's your dollars that you all donate to these dinners that keep our Bar Association afloat. So thank you to each of you who donated. Thank you for your generous sponsorships. That's what keeps our doors open. But I would like to have a more secure foundation in the future so we don't have to work paycheck to paycheck, dinner to dinner to ensure that our bills are paid. So I'll work with our board and with Matthew Taylor, our treasurer, to come up with endowment levels that will enable you to sponsor our bar dinners or scholarships in perpetuity. So just think, it could be the Bill Shapiro sponsorship for whatever. We'll come up with whatever Bill wants, he can have it. He can name it. In perpetuity. And the Mike Scafiddi, and the Greg Rizio, and everyone else. Judge Warren. We'll have names and naming rights for all of you. This is the ultimate expression of our theme of building today and securing tomorrow. And last but not least, the sixth one, collaborating with other bar associations and organizations. And you heard Angelique talk about it, and we really do mean it. We must collaborate, and we will continue to collaborate with other bar associations and sister organizations, because alone we're strong, but together we are unstoppable. By building bridges beyond our own association and community, we will share resources, ideas, and energy that will magnify all the good that we do. We have many exciting collaborations that we're working on for the next year. And so let me go through a few of them with you real briefly, and then I'll conclude and we'll get on to the real meat of the dinner. First, next week, September 25, ABOTA, the American Board of Trial Advocacy, will present an MCLE on civility matters at 5 p.m. at another sister organization, the University of Luverne College of Law and Public Service. Second, the San Bernardino County Casino Royale is going to be held on October 9th, right here at the Doubletree Hotel. And these flyers are also out on the table outside. Please sign up for that. Third, our Western Bar Association, in collaboration with our newly formed Pride Bar Association of the Inland Empire, will jointly present an MCLE entitled From Understanding to Action, LGBTQIA Legal Updates, Cultural Competency, and How You Can Support the Community. That will be October 16, 2025, from 12 to 1 via Zoom. You don't even have to put on your clothes or get out of your pajamas to attend that one. Fourth, on October 23, Inland County Legal Services Advocates for Justice Dinner will be held at the Mitten in Redlands, where Pride Bar Association, our other brand new bar association, will be awarded with the Community Partner of the Year Award. And I know we have several ICLS. If you're with ICLS, will you stand up as well, please? Thank you, ICLS, for being in the house. Thank you. Again, October 23, there are some flyers and a QR code in the hall. Okay, any gamblers in the house? Any drag queen aficionados in the house? Because we have drag queen bingo coming up with a Halloween costume party on October 30th. So put on your most fabulous costume. I don't know if we can beat the furries down the hall, but we'll try. By the way, they are available after dinner by the pool for selfies if you would like a selfie with a furry. They may also be wandering in here at any moment. But this is October 30th at Hamburger Mary's in Ontario. Great prizes also. And sixth, on December 11th, does anyone other than Mike Scafiddi and Joyce Holcomb know what December 11th is other than the national event? Anyone? It is the 150th anniversary of the San Bernardino County Bar Association. Right? 150 years old. What an incredible feat. They will be celebrating right here at 5 p.m. with a holiday dinner, and we're all invited and we're participating, and we'll bring the Marines, Mike, so we'll have toys for tots. You guys bring the filet mignon, the lobster, and the caviar, and we'll bring the Marines. Okay? And then also on January 22, 2026, I would invite you as allies, as friends, as partners to join again here in this bar, in this dinner, in this hall. Our installation of officers and award ceremony for Pride Bar of the Inland Empire. It's our 1-year anniversary. We'll be honoring some Stonewall Legacy Award recipients. These flyers, hot off the press, are out in the hallway as well. You may recognize some of these names that we're honoring with a Stonewall Legacy Award. The Honorable Justice Marcia Slough, retired. The Honorable Martha Bellinger, retired. Hamburger Mary's will get an award. Abby Rubenfeld, one of my law professors back in Nashville, who's a stalwart, amazing civil rights leader. She brought the Obergefell case to the United States Supreme Court for marriage equality. She'll be here receiving an award. And another friend of mine, Beth Broderick, an actress who has an amazing history of civil rights leadership and providing care in the 1980s for people suffering with HIV/AIDS when no one else would touch them. Those 5 incredible recipients will be honored here on January 22, 2026. preceded by a 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. MCLE meet and greet right across the hall. So I hope you will be encouraged to come out to that and to support that project. And we also have some fabulous trophies that we'll be handing out to them. Which, yes, I did design this myself. So please come out to that. And finally, in March of 2026, we'll meet right back here in the Doubletree for the Judicial Officer of the Year and the Lifetime Achievement Award Dinner and the Mitchell Roth Service Award Dinner. There will be some incredible award recipients for that dinner. And who knows, some of you in this room may receive one of those awards. You'll have to wait and find out a couple more months. But please support us in March of 2026. There are other events. Watch our bar bulletin and we'll keep you apprised of those. We're a very busy bar association, as you can see. But we're here to be of service to you. And if you didn't catch all those dates, don't worry. They will all be in the October news bulletin. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us move forward with purpose. Let us grow in number. Let us mentor with generosity of spirit. Let us give with open hands. Let us learn with eagerness. Let us build a strong foundation to last for decades. Even after all of us are gone, this bar association will be thriving because of you. If we do these things together, we'll leave behind not just a stronger bar association, but a stronger profession. And most importantly, a stronger community. So thank you for this incredible honor to lead you this next year. And together, let us commit to our shared vision of building today and securing tomorrow. Thank you. All right, so now on to the fun stuff. The reason you're all here tonight. Our first award recipient is the one and only, the incredible, and I am such a fanboy of you right now. I love this woman, Anabel Romero. She is truly amazing. She is absolutely amazing. You're going to hear why, because Lisa's going to tell us why. But an award is given each year to a legal assistant who exhibits the utmost in professionalism, experience, and assistance, not only to his or her employer, but also to the legal community at large, and to someone who goes above and beyond the call of duty. And she's way more than any of that and beyond. There are many outstanding candidates that we looked at this year for this award, and the one that stood out way above all the others is, again, Anabel Romero. So at this time, I invite our presiding judge, Lisa Rogan, to introduce our award recipient, Judge Rogan.
Thank you, Dean. And wow, what a wonderful room. Like I said, a great lineup for tonight. No wonder we broke records, right? So congratulations to all of the other recipients. It's such a wonderful opportunity, and it's an honor for me to be able to introduce to you our Court Executive Officer, Anabel Romero. I will say, I'm going to start with, my words are really going to be insufficient to convey the depth of respect and admiration that I have for her. And I got to get myself together. But I'm going to try to encapsulate the experience that I've been blessed with, not only to enjoy, but to observe others enjoy as they have been impacted by her heart, her leadership, and in my case, partnership. It is true that our California rules of court describe the court executive officer operating in the capacity of acting under the direction of the presiding judge. Those words do not begin to describe the working relationship between Anabel and I. In order for me to give you just a glimpse of why, you need to know her why. Born in Tijuana, Mexico, a naturalized citizen, she embodies the idea of service to others. It is her core. It lives in her heart. And it all started with this table before me, where her family joins us in the recognition of what they know to be true. A seed planted by her parents to be the best in whatever she does, developing a drive to do for others, to work hard with a true heart and an unwavering commitment. With her parents in her heart, she realized her calling very early on in her career while working for the Orange County Superior Court over 25 years ago. She saw a very elderly couple, Spanish-speaking, seemingly lost in the chaotic hustle of a morning courthouse. She went to them as their eyes darted around in various directions, trying to gather a sense of order. And in Spanish, she asked them if she could help. The couple felt such relief to have this kind woman guide them in such a gentle manner as you would a lost child. Anabel, in turn, felt a rush of compassion, a sense of purpose, hoping that someone would offer that same guidance to her parents in that situation. In reliving that story, she often tears up as the overwhelming joy of that brief but impactful story is shared. It is when she found her why, a small gesture, but a feeling that left her with the answer to her direction in life, a public servant. She uses that feeling in all she does and with whom all she touches. Community, staff, judges, colleagues. She is, as one staff member recently confessed, "You are our shining light." For me, and I'll speak selfishly for a moment, the best partner I could have asked for in this journey as presiding judge. We laughingly boast that we are California's best productive pair. She is so thoughtful in her assistance in all ways: preparation, collaboration, and reflection. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of reflection. All with thoughtfulness. And I once joked with her, I said, all this thoughtfulness is really, really tiring and exhausting. Because she can really wear you out if you let her. As an example, during one of my supervising judges summits that I hold, I pulled into the parking lot about 7 a.m., well before the judges needed to be there. And there was one car there with a lady standing outside the car doing this dance. And I pulled up, rolled down my window and said, "What the hell are you doing?" "I'm bringing synergy, Judge Rogan. You are going to knock this one out." Exhausting. Beyond my selfishness is her leadership of staff. There have been countless comments that staff has shared expressing that our court has never enjoyed a leader who has been so invested in not only developing skills for their individual career improvement, but has done it without favor of the individual or role within the organization. She leads to drive to make a difference, provide opportunity, but mostly to care for the whole person. I have heard so many say, "I would love to work for Anabel." And many have come from far away, as Dean said, our Chief Technology and Innovation, who leaves her family and flies in from Napa every week to work for Anabel. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Pulling them in from the vineyards of Napa to work in San Bernardino, you know she's special. And that is not an anomaly. There are many that come here from all across the state to work for Anabel. As an example, she recently received an email from a staff member, and I'd like to share that with you. The email reads, "Hi Anabel, I want to share something with you that I thought was pretty exciting. I recently attended a training with several other courts, and while I can't recall everything that I shared, I know I spoke, as I always do, about how wonderful our court is to work for. Afterward, several people came from different courts to approach me and said they would love to work for our court. In that moment, I realized your vision of making San Bernardino Superior Court the employer of choice has truly come true. Thank you for your leadership and for creating a place that so many people aspire to be a part of." In attendance tonight are her executive team, many staff members. They're here to celebrate their leader and their friend, and to make sure I get it right. Their presence and support speak to the depth of their respect and admiration for Anabel. They know that she will go to the ends of the earth for them, but that she also expects full commitment to our court, and they gladly give it. I could go on and on about how Anabel is amazing, but we'd be here for a while, so I'm going to wind down where I started, right here at this table. Her family, her husband, her brother, her sister, they all come to watch this wonderful dedication to Anabel. All of them have contributed to the whole of her. She is as solid as they come and dedicated beyond belief. Nothing stops her. Well, three things. Three forces that will bring her to a stop. And their names are Andrew, Sergio Jr., and Decius. Of all of the greatness that Anabel has achieved, all who know her know that her number one role in her heart is mother. She sat here at the table and she said, my heart is so full because all of her sons are here. And she said, Judge Rogan, nothing makes me happier than to have my children here with me. It is the one force that is not to be trifled with. It is where her fierceness lives. It is why she is who she is, and we are so grateful that Anabel Romero is our whole package. I don't know anyone who does it better. I am so blessed to get to experience just a little bit of our court executive officer, Anabel Romero.
My honor to present Anabel with the Legal Assistant of the Year Award 2025 to 2026.
Wow. Thank you, Judge Rogan, for those incredibly generous words. Thank you to the Western Bar Association for this honor. And before I get started, I do want to congratulate the fellow honorees, Mr. William Shapiro, Ms. Virginia Blumenthal, and Mr. William Lee. It is a privilege to be amongst you. It is true that public service for me has never just been a career. It has always been a calling, and it's a privilege that I've had for the past 30 years. I often do think about my parents who immigrated to this country without knowing the language, with no formal education, and with little means. Yet they gave me the greatest gifts I could ever ask for. They taught me discipline, strong work ethic, humility, and a gratitude for every opportunity placed before me. My father would remind me often, learn from those around you. It will be the best education you will ever receive. He taught me to surround myself with people that were different than me, that taught differently, that challenged me, who helped me see things differently. He said it would allow me to grow my own path. My mother, who has a heart of gold, she taught us that helping others was not optional. It was a responsibility that we had, and one that would always return blessings. While my parents are not here today, I'd like to tell them this. Mom and Dad, I hope you're proud. Because today, I have the honor of serving the judicial officers of the San Bernardino Superior Court and the exceptional court staff who make our court what it is. I strive every day to give my best to this incredible team of professionals and those that continue to teach me every day. I believe our court is resilient, dedicated, kind, and has an unshakable commitment to serving the community. To our bench officers, you truly are the hardest working bench in the state of California. Your confidence in me is humbling every day, and I am deeply grateful for the opportunity that you've given me to serve this court. To To the 1200 San Bernardino Superior Court staff, tonight's honor is not mine, it is yours. You are a team of resilient, hardworking professionals, genuinely committed to the purpose that we have, which is access to justice, and I am proud to work for you and with you. During my tenure as CEO, I've been fortunate thus far to work with 2 presiding judges, 2 individuals that have led with vision and humanity, always putting the community that we serve first. Presiding Judge Rogan, thank you for your grace, our teamwork, our partnership, our collaboration, and most of all, the incredible friendship we've developed. Judge Bonanno, thank you for your steady leadership and for giving me the space to learn when I started. I really appreciate it. You both have taught me so much. To the executive assistant team that is here today, our public information officer and our communications team, you really make the magic happen. And as I always like to say, the classy business happens behind the scenes because of you. And you know what I mean by that. To the 5 women that comprise our executive team, you are remarkable women. You lead with courage, grit, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to purpose. And I could not be more honored to work with you. Andrew, Sergio, and Justice, my 3 amazing sons. You are my heart, you are my why, and my greatest honor in life is being your mom. While I always like to believe that I raised you, I want you to know that along the way you raised me. You shaped me into a better person and a better version of myself, and I love you more than anything. To my husband, Sergio, your unwavering support that allows me to do the work I do, I thank you for the space you give me, and I know sometimes it's a lot. And I love your support, and I love that we get to do life together. To my brother and sister who are here today, thank you for being the best crew a girl can ask for. You guys are awesome. Tonight I stand here not as an individual being honored, but as a reflection of the dedicated people who make up our court, our judicial officers, our staff, and my family who give me the strength to serve. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the Western Bar Association for this deeply humbling honor. Thank you so much.
Can you see why she got the award this year? Congratulations. So you get some lovely things for your office as well. We have a certificate of recognition from the City of Rancho Cucamonga, signed by the entire City Council and Mayor's office. We have the Board of Supervisors from the county's San Bernardino, signed by the entire County Board of Supervisors. We have this fabulous State of California Assembly, also signed by Robert Garcia. Trophy for your desk. Congratulations, and thank you for all you do. Oh, and yet there's more. Beautiful flowers. And the crazy thing is, I was thinking this morning when I woke up, why didn't we get her an arm bouquet? And somebody did that. We're now going to segue into our Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Awards. We have 2 this year because it was a tie. It was literally a tie for the first time in the history of our Bar Association, and why not? These are both fabulous award winners. The Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Award is given each year to a local lawyer who demonstrates the finest qualities of our profession. Such qualities include what Judge Charles W. McCoy refers to as the 5 C's of candor, compassion, civility, and I repeat, civility, which is a hallmark of our bar, courage, and competence. As we've heard from those who knew Jennifer Brooks, and our next award recipient personally knew Jennifer Brooks, she practiced law with great integrity and demonstrated all of these essential qualities. So So at this time, I would like to invite to the podium Lance Cantos to say a few words about our next award recipient, William Lee.
Good evening, everyone. Not so long ago, Bill came to my office. For those of you who do not know, Bill is the chief of special prosecutions. My unit, the real estate fraud unit, comes within his umbrella. And at this point in time, I happen to just be the leader of that unit, and I've been in fraud for many, many years. So Bill came to my office, and he stood at the threshold of my door. And essentially, he gave these words, told me that, hey, we got this real estate case. There are issues. It's complex, it's messy. And then he said, hey, I need my best real estate fraud prosecutor to handle this. And then with a smirk on his face, he said, where's Don Pezza? And he left. If you don't know, Don Pezza, there's only 2 people in the unit. Don Pezza just got there. So take that into context. So I tell that story because for those who don't really know Bill, he has a sense of humor. And one of my colleagues described it as sassy. I think it's, I'd rather describe it as wicked. So I've known Bill since 2001, and that's when I first started in the DA's office. Before he was a chief, before he was a supervisor, he was my colleague. And most importantly, at least to me at least, he was my friend and continues to be my friend. As a colleague, when I first started, he befriended me. He and actually another individual that you may know, Bob Bullock, those two really kind of took me under their wing. They taught me a lot of things. They taught me really how to survive, essentially, within the DA's office. Bill, in many respects, was this pillar of sanity, and at times, when, at least to me, our office could be some sort of just sea of confusion. And so he was very much a person that I looked to, and that that I could talk to and truly discuss things from my heart and to get things off my chest. Bill was certainly generous with his advice and his counsel. And again, I truly appreciate the person he was and is today. I look back fondly on those early years in the office. He and Bob were very generous. They were very thoughtful. And again, I look back very fondly, especially on the days they would take me out on my birthday. Those Grand Slam breakfasts at Denny's were delicious. I've been fortunate to watch Bill transition from a colleague to a supervisor, and then to a chief. As a deputy DA, as a colleague, Bill was very well liked. He was highly, highly regarded, and he was respected by just about everybody. And what I'm impressed with him is that he has been able to successfully transition from an employee to management, from line deputy to supervisor to chief. And he's done that maintaining his openness and his friendliness. And he's balanced that really quite well against the professionalism that's required of a manager. If you watch Bill and you see how he manages, he uses a light touch. He uses humor, intelligence, and much, much thoughtfulness. If you don't know, in his division, he supervises, he is in charge of 5 different fraud units: real estate, workers' comp, auto insurance, welfare, and I'm not sure what this is. Oh, major fraud. He also oversees the appellate services unit, the mentally disordered offenders, the sexually violent predators unit, environmental, consumer, and a number of others. He's also the chair of the district attorney's statewide fraud committee. He really runs that thing, and he runs it well. He's a talented leader. He has the ability to provide reasoned guidance in many, many different areas. I'll tell you, most meaningful to me, though, is, as I said, Bill is my friend. And several years ago, I lost my dad. And that hit me really, really hard. And I was very much in a daze for quite a long time. And I remember when I came back to the office and I went to his office, just to let him know I'm back. And I know I sat down. Again, this is somewhat hazy for me, but I remember sitting down. And we were there. And I'm not sure how long I sat. But when it's silent, it's a long time. During that time, Bill didn't try to end the encounter. He didn't try to talk with, meaningless dribble. He just let me sit. I don't know how it ended. I really don't remember that well. I kind of remember getting up, kind of shrugging. I think he did the same, and I left. That's a friend. Someone who knows when to say something and when not to. But a friend will just let you sit in that kind of silence. Just one last story. A while ago, I was in a meeting with some of the leaders of our office, and we were discussing a really difficult, really messy matter. And at one point, Bill said, "Lance, don't listen to this. I don't want you to know that we really do care about our people." And then he turned to the others in the room. And then he said to them, it's like, we really need to think about this. We really need to think about what we are asking our people to do. And we really need to think about what we're asking them to do before we send them into those courtrooms. In that meeting, and as I thought about this talk and Bill, to me that meeting represented candor, compassion, civility, competence, and courage. I hope this little talk gave you a sense of who Bill is as a person. You know, really, with all sincerity, I believe this organization chose very well when they gave Bill this award. And whether he may believe it or not, Bill, you do deserve it. Congratulations.
Mr. Lee, come to the podium, please. Ladies and gentlemen, William Lee, Jennifer Brooks, Lawyer of the Year 2024 to 2025.
Thank you very much. And I certainly don't want to disappoint some of my friends here who know me, so I'll clarify something. On Lance's birthday, we did take him to Denny's. And we did so because on his birthday, it's free. So my friends know that that's true. And he hated it when his birthdays fell on Saturdays or Sundays because we were not working and we had no meal. So, long and short, I have to admit that when I got the call for this award, I did wonder, was this a mistake? And Mr. McVay is who I spoke to. And since then, through today, I kind of half expected, I wonder if they're going to call me and start a conversation like, hey, Bill, you know, we just found out that there's more than one William Lee around here. But at the end of the day, we're here now, and mistake or no, it's too late to do anything about it, and this honor is now mine. I will tell you that this award is a great honor to receive, and it's doubly an honor, so to speak, in light of the person who's named after. I knew Jennifer Brooks, of course. I worked with her. I knew her very well. And in fact, there are many people here who worked with her and knew her as well. And for those of us who knew her, know really why she is deserving of having an award named after her. And we try to follow in her footsteps and try to live by the example that she set. And if we do that, we will achieve and we will honor her legacy. You know, when she passed away at the funeral, there was a card that was passed around. And a friend of mine at the office, I think last week, her name's Denise Yoakum, who was also a friend of Jennifer's, gave me the card. I guess she saved it. And it's a card that starts off, Jennifer L. Brooks, 10 Rules to Live By. And I won't read all 10 of those, but I want to read a couple. Always be polite and considerate. Spread sunshine. Practice humility every day. Cherish your friendships. And about 5 other ones that kind of signify the rules that she tried to live by. And these are rules that I think that she lived by in her personal life and as well as her professional life. I think these are rules that we should try very much to emulate in our own lives. I think probably some people might say that might be very difficult in our profession. After all, we are an adversarial system. We do kind of fight with each other. I think judges will nod to that. Judge Rogan is laughing at that. We argue. And we oftentimes disagree. And I try my darndest to win, which also means that I try my darndest to make sure you lose on the other side. And yet, despite that, I have seen kindnesses, generosity, and good treatment between attorneys, no matter what. And that is why we are in a great profession. Okay? This award that I'm receiving, and I'm very privileged to receive it, I think really is a recognition not just of me, but the profession that we're a part of, and the people who are a part of it that make it so wonderful. We are an adversarial system. And why have had fights with people? But at the end of the day, when all is said and done, we'll battle it out in court. But once we're done, we're friends. We respect each other. We appreciate each other. We'll go break bread, have drinks, talk about families, vacations, and whatnot. And we can do that because no matter what, we can do our jobs with zeal, passion, vigor, and yet realize that we're still colleagues and friends at the end. Okay? And I have seen that in my own personal experience. When I was a newer attorney, and again, I'm a prosecutor my entire career, and I was learning my trade. And when I say learn my trade, I mean making mistakes. There were a number of instances where I learned by making mistakes, and I probably opened some doors for opposing counsel, and those days were not happy days for me. But you know what the defense attorneys did? First of all, they grabbed the door open and walked straight in. And that was not a good experience. But I will tell you that they did not nearly take advantage of me as much as they could have. Take advantage of me or the situation. Because they were doing their jobs, but they understood the position I was in. They empathized with me. And that's what collegiality is. So despite the fact we do so much arguing and bickering, the fact is we care about each other. We understand each other. And we empathize with each other. And we try to make our entire profession better. Okay? Now, to some extent, I may be representing a rosy picture of this profession. And that's possibly true. But I do that because I have been very blessed in my career. I've been with the DA's office for 28 years, and I see very many faces here that were past members of my office, current members of my office, opposing counsels. But during that time, I've had a great career. I've accomplished many things that I never thought I would. Maybe I had a very low bar when I started, but either way, I think I've done very well. I've had great friends that I've developed in the office. I've had great colleagues. I've been entrusted with great responsibilities that I'd like to think I carry the day with. I've had good bosses. And I have a lot of great people who work in the division that I oversee. And I think I get along very well with them, with very much respect that I have for them and they for me. And it has been fun, very fun, all 28 years, and it is fun to this day. I've also had wonderful relationships with people outside of my office. There's very many judges here that I know. Many are friends, former colleagues, former opposing attorneys, and they're wonderful people who do a hard job the best they can. It's not always tough going in front of a judge. I've been in situations where I would go and be dressed down by a judge for something I did, or maybe something they think I did, but didn't quite do. But then right afterwards, they'd offer me a donut back. And opposing attorneys, I know very many of them. And I admire greatly the work that they do and how they go about doing it. And I count very many of them as my friends. And knowing them has enriched my career. I will also say that my profession and my career has been a blessing to my personal life. Now, I met my wife at the district attorney's office. My wonderful, beautiful, patient, forgiving wife, Gina. You know, I was lucky the day she married me, and every morning I wake up, I go, she's still here. Every morning. And with her, 2 beautiful, wonderful daughters, Sophia and Julia, who we adore and are very, very proud of, both in high school, one senior and going to college next year. So, with all that, we are in a great profession. You know, and while I accept this award, certainly for myself, I'm again wondering if it's a mistake or not, but I accept it. I think it's very true that really it's a recognition of our profession and what every one of us does to make it a great experience for all of us. Okay? So I suggest that we continue to live by the rules that Jennifer has set for us. Go fight with vigor, do your job as you're supposed to, but do it with professionalism, respect, and civility. And I think we will honor her legacy now. So I recommend to you that you should be very proud of the service that we provide to the community, to the public, through the legal profession. And I hope you continue to enjoy it for the rest of your career. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Ms. Jolie. You also get this beautiful certificate from United States Congressman Pete Aguilar. And Senator Eloise Gomez-Reyes. From the city of Rancho Cucamonga. From the California Legislature Assembly, signed by Robert Garcia. And by the entire County of San Bernardino Board of Supervisors. Congratulations. And what he doesn't know is it was no mistake. There were several people that called us and recommended him. And you can all see why. What an amazing man and a person of integrity and compassion and skill. And a personal friend of Jennifer Brooks. Congratulations. And our second award recipient of the Jennifer Brooks Award this evening goes to the incomparable Virginia Blumenthal. And I was very fortunate that Virginia asked me to introduce her tonight, so I'm sorry in advance you're stuck with me for another 7 or 8 minutes. My apologies. I know you're already sick of me already. This is one of the highest recognitions that our Bar Association can bestow on anyone, not simply because it highlights legal excellence, but because it also represents a commitment to those values that we've heard several times tonight. The 5 C's: civility, candor, compassion, competence, and courage. And that's Virginia. In addition to those 5 C's, Virginia also exemplifies integrity, service, and dedication to justice. Virginia Blumenthal embodies each of these values with unmatched grace and determination. Throughout her career, Virginia has distinguished herself as a brilliant legal mind, a fierce advocate for her clients, and a trusted counselor to the community. But what truly sets Virginia apart is not just her success in the courtroom and in her practice. It is the way she has given of herself tirelessly to causes that reach well beyond her office doors. Virginia has volunteered countless hours She has donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to nonprofit organizations in the community across our region. She has championed access to justice. She has supported programs that empower underserved communities. And she lends her talents to causes that lift people up when they need it the most. Whether mentoring young lawyers or high school students in mock trial, organizing community service initiatives, or simply rolling up her sleeves to help local charities, she has shown us that the law is just not a career for her. It is a calling to serve. And in doing so, Virginia has become a shining example for all of us of what it means to be a lawyer who not only excels professionally, but who also understands the profound responsibility we hold to make our community stronger and more just. She has taught us that success is not measured only by victories in court, but by the lives she has touched, the opportunities she has created, and the hope she has restored. And I personally know all of this to be true because I've known Virginia for over 30 years. She's a dear friend of mine. And I didn't nominate you tonight, which is very ironic. When I worked at Fields and Creaston in Riverside 30 years ago, we subleased office space in Virginia's barrister law offices in downtown Riverside, which is still there. I was very fortunate to have the office directly next door to hers. It was actually her law library. And because it was next to Virginia, and Virginia does like to talk, after a long day of work, Virginia and I would often find ourselves sitting in each other's office, talking about anything and everything. Talking about our day, talking about our law, our cases, our personal joys, our struggles, our past, our goals for the future, simply anything and everything. I was able to come out to her as my legitimate, true self, without any walls, no secrets. She lovingly embraced me, just as I am, flaws and all. As a young lawyer, you can imagine how impactful it was to have a friend like Virginia Blumenthal, that I could call my friend. This incredible, strong, beautiful woman with a larger-than-life personality and reputation. After all, she's the only person I know that got a call from the O.J. Simpson defense team asking her to join to counteract Marcia Clark, and she said, no, I'm fine. I'm staying here in Riverside. How many of us would take that call and say that? I was only a 6-year associate at the time, and being able to be mentored not only by my firm mentor, Jim Creason, but by my office mentor and friend, Virginia Blumenthal, was such a blessing to me. Our conversations have had a long-lasting, lifetime impact on my career and on my life, personally, for the last 3 decades. I reached out to a few other people in the community, and I invited them to share their thoughts about Virginia, because I'm not alone in my admiration for Ms. Blumenthal. So I'd like to read a few of those real briefly, if I could. Her law partner, Jeff Morris, says the following about Virginia, and I quote, Virginia sums up her entry into the legal profession by saying, quote, no one else would hire me, so I opened my own practice and hired myself, close quote. Women lawyers weren't much in demand back then. How times have changed. The courage and tenacity that has defined her entire career, or more accurately, her life, is embodied in that one fateful decision. The sole focus of her legal practice in the 50 years since that moment has been to defend the accused of the Inland Empire, one client at a time. And how wonderful it is. We have 2 Jennifer Brooks Award recipients, a DA and a criminal defense attorney tonight. He also writes, it's been my great honor to support her and work with her in the continuous pursuit of that quote, of that goal, close quote, Jeff Moore. From Greg Rizio, he says the following, and I quote, when I had the honor and privilege of introducing Virginia for one of her many accomplishments last year at Legal Aid, so many people approached me wanting to tell me how she has helped them. It is not an overstatement to tell you that every single one of them described a person we should all strive to be. A loving, caring, thoughtful, Neil Diamond loving, positive woman who would give you the shirt off her back. A person who lives her life with a daily goal of doing everything she can to make our lives better, close quote, from Greg Rizio. And from Michael Scafiddi, he remarks, quote, "The first time I ever heard the name Virginia Blumenthal was in 1992, when my torts professor, Thomas Hudspeth, at Cal Southern Law School spoke about her. He mentioned her as a distinguished alumna of the school and shared everything she had accomplished as an attorney, highlighting her dedication to justice and to the community. Little did I know that years later I would not only meet her, but have the honor of calling her a friend. Everything Professor Hudspeth said, I have now experienced firsthand. Virginia continues to make a difference for her clients, the legal community, and beyond. Her knowledge and passion are unmatched, and her ability to advocate with both strength and compassion is truly extraordinary. She is a brilliant attorney and an even better human being. Being exposed to her kindness, empathy, and unwavering integrity have made me a better lawyer. Her impact reaches far beyond the courtroom. She has changed lives. She has uplifted our entire community. I, Mike Scafiddi, am incredibly proud of her and thrilled that she is being recognized with this well-deserved honor." Close quote from Michael Scafiddi. And from my friend, my neighbor, and fellow adjunct professor at the University of Laverne College of Law and Public Service, and also our San Bernardino District Attorney, Jason Anderson, he writes, quote, "Virginia is a fierce defender of the criminal process and presumption of innocence. That advocacy is the fire that forges the truth for the fact finder in our criminal justice system. That is the best in the world," close quote, Jason Anderson. We have also a special comment from Virginia's own sister, Leslie McAvoy Baptiste. And I quote, "Virginia Blumenthal always achieved anything she attempted. She was a great big sister because she helped lay the groundwork for my path in this journey of life. For better or worse, we spent a lot of time together in our formative years. While Virginia was 6 years of age, more mature, when Mother and Daddy brought me home from the hospital, in her mind, she was an only child and lived that way for many years. But in our more mature years, we're thankful there are only two of us. We could not handle any more. Mother always said that we were like raising 6 children. I cannot imagine why. Can you? Congratulations, sister, on yet another well-deserved award recognizing your commitment to your professionalism and your community, and to those who know and love you. You are simply the best." Close quote from Virginia's sister, Leslie McAvoy Baptiste. And finally, from her daughter, Heather Green, who works with her, she offers the following insight, quote, "My mom does not just love her job, she lives it. Even on the days when everything seems to go wrong," and by the way, I didn't know you had those days, Virginia. "Even on those days where everything goes wrong and feels like throwing in the towel because justice is not being served, she still shows up. She shows up with heart, with grit, and this undeniable fight that seems to come so naturally to her. Being a criminal defense attorney is not just her job or a career, it is who she is. It's about helping people in their hardest and most vulnerable moments. But that drive to help others does not stop at Virginia Blumenthal, the attorney. That is who she is as a community leader, a friend, and most importantly, as mom and grandma. She's always giving, always lifting others up, because that is who she is. My mom always taught me to fight for others, especially when they need it most. But she also taught me that when you fight, you do it with integrity. And I have seen her live that lesson for countless people in and out of court every day of my 41 years of life." Close quote, Heather Green. So Virginia, today we all celebrate you, not only for what you have accomplished, but for who you are, a leader, a mentor, a servant, and an inspiration to all of us. Your generosity of spirit, your commitment to giving back, your willingness to use your gifts for the greater good, make this honor so richly deserved. So on behalf of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, Virginia, congratulations on being named the Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year. We're all proud to call you our colleague and even prouder to call you our friend. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so very, very much. One of the philosophies that I live by is that I never want to complain because it could always get worse. So every day I'm grateful, and I literally live by that every day. I'm in my 50th year of practicing law. That's all. I started practicing in 1975. Let me give you a little history, since I seem to be the first to do a lot of things. And I have to laugh about that because I'm really a semi-traditionalist, and I had lived the most non-traditional life, not intentionally. I've only been an attorney 50 years. Before that, I was a teacher. I taught at Reno Valley High School, and I was an adjunct professor at RCC. It's while I was a teacher, I decided I was going to go to law school, not to be an attorney. Girls did not become attorneys in those years. There were a couple women attorneys out there, but they really didn't break through, so to speak. I went to law school to get to legal research class so I could teach my debate students how to do legal research to support their debate propositions. And Citrus Belt Law School, that was the name of it then, had just opened up in town. I think they'd been open about 5 minutes when I went in and said, I want a legal research class. And they said, well, there are these prerequisites called contracts, torts, and criminal law. And it was a nighttime program. That was year one. Finished up the first year, went back, I want a legal research class. Well, there's more prerequisites. That was year two. Now I can finally take legal research, and I realized after I had taken it, I had fallen in love with law. So I was going to go ahead and get the Juris Doctorate, which I did. Not to be an attorney. Girls didn't become attorneys in those years, but so I could teach it. So I went ahead and got it, and finally I said, you know, I'll go ahead and take the California bar. I've only graduated from a nighttime unaccredited law school, and California is the hardest bar in the nation, but I'll go ahead and try. And I don't think anybody was more surprised than I was when I got the word back I had passed. That absolutely shocked me. So then I went around and I interviewed at the San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office, Public Defender's Office, Riverside County DA's Office, Public Defender's Office, and every major law firm around. And the one thing I heard continuously was, you know, Virginia, I'm sure you're going to be a very good attorney. Unfortunately, our clients would never accept a woman attorney. And you keep hearing that I had the first woman-owned law firm in the Inland Empire, but they don't tell you why. I had to do it because I'm the only one who would hire me. So then I basically took every kind of case of law that came through the door. When some criminal cases came in, I realized I had fallen in love with criminal law. Now, one, women didn't go into law, and if they did, they didn't go into criminal law. They always did civil, and if they did go into criminal law, they never, ever, ever did criminal defense work. And that's what I fell in love with. I was also, I did a lot of firsts, and I'll tell this quick little story. It was the first pregnancy that went through the system in San Bernardino County or Riverside County courts.
Those were the years that pregnant women could not teach in the classroom. In fact, when we were in high school, we couldn't wear pants in the classrooms at all. We had to wear skirts or dresses. That didn't change until much later. So here I am, 6 months pregnant. I'm in Riverside Superior Court in front of Judge Schulte, and if anyone can remember him, he was grumpy in the courtroom and he was hysterical in chambers. It is a theft case, and I had brought it up to him. There is no reason to discuss my pregnancy. This is not a sex case. So we agreed. The district attorney, deputy DA at that time, as we were selecting a jury, is looking, and we're going through the voir dire process, is looking at a young man in the back row. And he says at that time, well, as you can see, Miss Blumenthal is obviously pregnant. And the young man goes, yeah, but I didn't have anything to do with it. The courtroom couldn't quit laughing. We had to take a 15-minute break about that time. And I've had a lot of firsts like that, and I cannot tell you that I thought about it at the time that I became an attorney, because I didn't think about being first. This kind of thing is that you face. If I were to give advice on it, on someone going into a field like that, it's called just do it. Take it one step at a time and just do it. And always maintain your integrity and your honor. You have to be true to yourself. I thank you so much for this award. It really, really touches my heart. So many here this evening I haven't seen for so many years. It's so good to see you again. And I thank you, thank you, thank you.
We do have some more awards for you, Virginia. We have again from Congressman Pete Aguilar from the United States House of Representatives. From the California State Senate, signed by Eloise Gomez Reyes. From the city of Cucamonga, we have the entire City Council and Mayor's Office. And from Assembly Member Robert Garcia from the California Assembly. And this beautiful framed resolution from our entire San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors. Thank you. Congratulations. And wow, I think this is the first that we've actually had a full house of over 290 people for the last award. And I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that it is Mr. Bill Shapiro. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, the last award is the Charles Althouse Lifetime Achievement Award. An award is given by our association when deemed appropriate to a local member of our legal community who is consistently display commitment and contributions to the bar, the legal profession, and or the public throughout their career. And now I'll invite Mr. Michael Scafiddi to say a few words about this year's Charles Althouse Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, William Shapiro.
Good evening, everyone. Before I start talking about my dear friend Bill Shapiro, I just want to thank the awardees tonight. For our court executive officer, Ms. Romero. Every judge jumped up and gave you a standing ovation, every one of them. But I was in a good place. I know the three who got up last. I'll email that to you tomorrow. Just so you know. I'm watching everything. So, did anybody watch the Emmy Awards this week on Sunday? Where they had a timer, 45 seconds for speeches, right? And it started out at $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club, right? And so if you're involved in these meetings at the Bar Association, they've been trying to run a really tight clock, okay? You got 5 minutes to introduce and 5 minutes to talk. So I was counting, because I'm in the back watching. I got nothing better to do, right? And we're now minus $465,500. Now here's the good thing. Between some of the heavy-hitting PI people, maybe we'll get that money back. So I'm here to talk about Bill Shapiro and the Charles Althouse Lifetime Achievement Award. But what does it mean to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award? Well, a Lifetime Achievement Award is a prestigious honor given to someone who made significant and lasting contributions over the field in the course of their entire career. Bill Shapiro has done that. It's consistent excellence. Bill Shapiro has done that. It is leadership influence in their profession. Bill Shapiro has done that. It's mentorship. Bill Shapiro has really done that. If he can mentor me, he can mentor anybody. Integrity and professionalism. He is the epitome of that. Positive impact on their community and society. Tremendous impact. For example, wrongful death case, late 90s, early 2000s against the city of Redlands, San Mateo Canyon. Bill's work led to the city of Redlands having to add traffic signs consistent with the uniform sign manual of the state of California all over the city. I still got the video recordings from the meetings at the council. You have to have a long and successful career. Pursue, I won't say anything else about that. You have to be committed to justice and the rule of law. Bill does that. Contributions to the legal profession by teaching. He still teaches trial practice as alma mater. Mentoring and leadership. Being a role model in the field. There's no better role model for a young lawyer than Bill Shapiro. And it's not just by saying, let's go do this, this is how you do it. It's being in the room with him and just passively learning how he carries himself, how he talks to people. It's an amazing experience. But I want to talk about the reasons we're here tonight to really honor Bill. Okay, we're here to celebrate Bill, and you people don't know this, but he's been a certified scuba instructor for over 50 years. I think that's something we should applaud. So Bill doesn't mind getting underwater. He was the lead guitar player for the band Justice in the early, late 90s. Yeah. Rocking out every Friday night at Fifth Avenue, 505 North D Street, Arrowhead. Right? Walk in and go down. Found a lot of judges there, I can assure you. He upgraded. He became a steel guitar player and toured around the country for Thunder Road, including opening up for Toby Keith many times. He was the owner of BC Rich into North America, Bernie Rico's company. Bernie Rico did great guitars for some of the greatest rock bands in the 60s and 70s. What did Bill really do? Well, he did all those and more. When getting ready to talk about Bill tonight, I said, hey Bill, send me your CV. Let me just check what's going on lately. And I got it, 34 pages. 34 pages. All real awards. I mean, not fake ones, okay? There's no third grade student of the month, okay? There's no, I was the co-captain of the swim team at Chaffee High School, Chaffee Tiger in 1969. There's no, I beat Mike Dest, my fellow graduate in 1969 at a race. There's none of that. Real stuff. So I said, Bill, it's just too much for me to read. Crunch it down a little. So we did. Half a page, single-page typing. Right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just incorporate by reference what's in here. Okay? So at your own leisure, please read it. However, we have an update to this document is no longer good. Because today, I'm getting ready. I said, I think go on and check out the Daily Journal. What the heck, right? And it has a list of the 2020-25 top 100 attorneys in California. I said, well, let me take a look at that. And who do I find? William D. Shapiro. We did not make that to print. Lindsay regrets that, but it happened real early today. I do want to congratulate Virginia Blumenthal. She's an amazing woman, an inspiration. If you ever go to court in Riverside, if you're doing civil law, you go to 4050 Main Street, the beautiful historic courthouse. You go to 4100 for the criminal court. And in that plaza, it's the Justice Plaza, and there's a statue of Justice Gabbard. He was 100 years old, maybe over 100 when he passed, right? And I have no doubt that my son or my grandchildren will be walking by a statue of Virginia right next to Justice Gabbard's. I mean that. Lance Cantos did a great job introducing Bill because you captured him perfectly. Bill Lee is one of the most kindest human beings you will ever meet. And I mean that. Bill, I was honored to be here tonight. By the way, so we had for people who know Bill Shapiro, we got a little pool going. It's up to $138.50. And the pool says that he will crack his voice and put a tear on his eye within 1 minute and 47 seconds of his speech tonight. Okay. We also had a little side pool, which I won for $7, was how many DAs we left after Bill Lee finished his speech. And we got the winners right there. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. You got to bring it up, right? Come on. All right. Let me get through this without cracking my voice. Because the man I'm talking to you about is not just a mentor. He's not just one of my best friends in the whole world. He's a brother. And I honestly can say I would not be standing in front of all you people tonight if Bill Shapiro hadn't come into my life. He's one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met, and I owe a lot of my life to him. His name is synonymous with excellence and integrity, unwavering dedication to justice. Everyone who knows him for decades knows he'd stand out as a pillar of our legal community, having been admitted to the state bar in 1979. By the way, that was 10 years after his graduation from JV High School. And he did graduate from like this. I first met Bill in 1993, and it seems like yesterday. Time does fly. Bill's legal mind, trial advocacy skills, and timeless pursuit of fairness has earned him the respect of colleagues, the trust of thousands of clients, and the admiration of judges and jurors alike. He's the consummate trial lawyer. What I believe that really sets Bill apart is not just his remarkable courtroom record of countless victories he secured on behalf of those he represented, but his humanity and his humility. It's pretty hard to stay humble when you ask someone to send you their latest CV and it's 37 pages long, but Bill does remain humble. In fact, today, I talked about reading the Daily Journal, and it just goes to show that people keep recognizing him. I think one of the things we're really proud of, especially those who know Bill, his friends and colleagues, especially people in personal injury work, civil, is that he's the president-elect for, and he'll be the national ABOTA president, American Board of Trial Advocates president next year. And that's an amazing accomplishment, first lawyer ever from the Inland Empire to accomplish that. So Bill, we're really proud of you. Bill provides so much charitable gifts of his time and his money to help others. He's always there to help the Legal Aid Society of San Bernardino, especially when there were really bad times, and countless organizations helping those who are less fortunate and need our help. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched Bill teach ethics and civility, whether it's for the Inns of Court, ABOTA, our Bar Association, our law school. He is the person that is always asked to conduct those seminars. I want to tell you just a quick story about Bill, just to give you an idea how in person it worked. It was in 1997, and we were at a minors compromise matter, and the court granted the minors compromise, a very difficult case that Bill worked really hard on. And Bill could hear as we walked out to the hallway, this lawyer who apparently had done a 998 and won at trial, and he had a cost bill for $9,500 to a lady that was representing herself in the matter. And Bill was listening to this conversation, so I'll be right back. And I watched him go over there, and I could just hear enough of it. And what Bill said to that young lawyer who won against that pro per, okay, was saying, call your boss, call the adjuster. You've done a great job here. Look at this lady, just waive the damn cost bill. And the guy did. Bill didn't know that lady's name or anything about that case, but he got involved. And he had an impact in that woman's life. And I'll never forget that moment. Never. I want to keep it short because I don't want us to go to 500,000. But I do want to talk about a couple of folks that wanted to mention something to Bill. Justin King asked me to read this. Bill was an exceptional lawyer. By the way, so Justin King and I have the longest standing record of being an associate of William D. Shapiro. It's me and him, okay? And we're proud of that. Bill is an exceptional lawyer, one of the best I've ever seen. Bill demands excellence from you all the time. And that means all the time, 24/7, because you get emails at 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning. True story. And he believes his clients deserve nothing less. But to me, what stands out most about Bill is that generally cares about other people, and he takes the time to show you he cares. He's one of the busiest people I know. When you are with him, you feel like time stops, and you have his complete and undivided attention. That is a special skill very few people can master. They make you think that you are the only person in this room. That's important. Like right now, I'm looking at Judge Cortez because he's going to be the boss. Gotta focus. His seemingly effortless ability to create, keep, and nurture meaningful human relationships is, to me, why he made such a large and positive impact on the lives of so many. And there's no truer statement. One of our dear friends, Johnny Russo, in the back, wanted to say, Bill, thank you for being my friend. You made a difference in my life. And our third best friend, Eric Hunt, who's in Cape Cod, wanted to let Bill know that he's so happy for him, and he's so proud of him, and he's glad he got to meet you. And he considers you one of his best friends in the world. I'll conclude with just a couple words. First of all, watch your clock at 1:47, please. I got the over on this one. Right? I need independence, okay? Everyone we honor tonight is so deserving. I can't thank any of you so much for being here. This is the greatest place in the world to practice law, San Diego County, the Inland Empire. Everyone says it. People come in from LA, San Diego, San Francisco, and they all say, yeah, it's just a great place to practice. It's because of everything. It's the lawyers, it's the court staff, it's our judges who work so hard. It's just unbelievable. It really takes a community to make this county run like it does. And with the greats of our community that we honor tonight, especially my dear friend Bill Shapiro, we will always have heroes to look up to. I look up to you, brother. Bill Shapiro.
So I said, let me get this right. I've been practicing law now going on 47 years in San Bernardino. And I'm going to be on the podium with our court executive after trying cases in San Bernardino for 47 years. And then we have the major fraud district attorney in real estate. And then we have Virginia, who I've known for decades and decades, who knows everything about me. And I'm thinking, what am I going to hear about myself tonight? So I want to congratulate Anabel. What a terrific job. Great introduction, Judge. And Bill Lee, phenomenal background. I celebrate you. And what can I say about my friend Virginia? She's phenomenal. So it's been a great career, and it's not over. Please, thank you. I'm not ready. But you know, if there's a theme about a career, about my career, if there's a theme, the theme would be, how the hell did that happen? Who could have ever guessed that? So my sister Gail's here tonight, and I thank her for coming in a word. And she's wondering that same thing, having grown up with me. And we grew up a few miles up the road, because I'm an IE guy. We grew up in Ontario, 1003 West Princeton. It's about 1,000 square foot home, pretty meager in a way. I mean, we weren't poor, but we weren't like, you know. And it was like I had what I needed. I was kind of a rough student, Chaffee High School. I was voted by a couple of guys, I was voted most likely to be dead at 26. So I was cool. I made it at 26. And I made it through school. I made it through college because of my sister, who said, just sign up. Even if you don't go, just sign up. And I did that. And when I went broke racing cars and the other stuff that I was involved in doing, and then I got serious, and I went to college, and it was all good. And when I went to be a teacher, and I was starting at the Central Unified School District, and I went for a run. And on my run at State College, I would watch this building being built. And the building, one day, as I went by, ran by, up went the words, College of Law. And I was a PE major, by the way, in college. So I had never taken an academic course in my life. And so I said, wow, maybe I'll be a lawyer. Which is like, if my mom is up there, in fact, to quote my mother when I told her I want to go to law school, she said, oh, Bill, you're going to have to read. And I said, Mom, I read. And I've never seen eyes roll more than those eyes roll. So we fast forward, and I went to law school, and I did it okay. I was just telling somebody tonight when they were telling me to the bar, you know, back in those days, you call the Daily Journal, and you tell them your name, and they tell you if you passed or not. So I called the Daily Journal, and the guy says, Jeff? I said, no, Bill. Oh, George? No, Bill. And he goes, oh, I'm just kidding you, you passed. And so I never called them back to double check. And I started practicing law, and in 1970, I came to San Bernardino in 1975 as a law clerk, and I started practicing here. I graduated. I started practicing here in the late 70s, and I started in 79. And I've been here ever since. To win this award from the Western San Bernardino County Bar, my home, I'm an IE guy, but even more importantly, I'm an Ontario guy. I went to high school 4 or 5 miles away. And for me to have this award bestowed is like phenomenal. It's great. It's really awesome. I have the distinct pleasure of now practicing law with my voice. And I have my other son, Kevin, here. I have Brian here, and his lovely wife, Lauren. And I'll tell you, talk about the apples in your eyes. So we have Paige and Asher. They're at home. I said, Brian, you gonna bring the kids? He goes, no, we got a babysitter. And then Matt is back with my firm, our firm. And Kevin flew down from Portland. He's got this infinity for Oregon. And I thought he was going to turn green one day with all this Oregon stuff. And I thank you guys for being here. I love you guys. And I can, you know, when Anabel said her kids are the bomb, and well, in my language, she said their kids are the bomb. They're her everything. And I know that Virginia feels the same way, Bill. I'm sure the same thing, and I'm the same way, because that's my everything. My kids are my whole life. I've tried to practice with integrity. Mike, how long did that last? I've tried to practice with integrity and honesty and passion, because that's all I know. And it's been thus far a great career. I'm not going anywhere. I want to, there's some people I got to thank who made me. So I talked about my kids. I got the most patient woman, Sue. And she's just like every morning patient, because I'm doing 100 things at once. And I got a phenomenal staff at my office. I got here Donna and Carrie. You guys are awesome. You make me look good. You cover my ass all the time. It's not like I have to. I mean, everything's okay. There's no statutes. But I want you to understand that they do a premium job, and it's always great. And I told the boys, the best thing about law is the people that you'll meet. And God, I look out there and I go, oh my God, have I met some awesome people. Unbelievable people. Like Mike Scafiddi and Justin King and his brothers, Ollie and John. And their dad was a sincere, phenomenal friend of mine, Jeff, who I'd give anything to have here, because I know they're proud, he's proud of these kids. And all of you, I saw out here Justice Ramirez and Judge Rogan, so many judges are here that I've had involvement with. Judge Foster, I mean, Judge Garza, I could list them all. Judge Franzi gave me a hug being here today. And the point is, after these 47 years, going on 47, I have had the pleasure and the honor of practicing law here, because we have a different culture in San Bernardino County. And I've tried cases in different states, in different counties in this state, and yet San Bernardino County has a different culture. It's got a pleasure culture. It's a pleasure to try a case in this county. And I told Judge Bonanno and Judge Rogan, and I told countless other judges before them that were presiding, if there's anything that I can personally do that'll make the practice of law better in this county, just let me know. I'm cheap. I will do whatever I can do. And I have so many unbelievable friends who would join me. We have Greg and Darren. I mean, the people that are in this room. Judge Driscoll is sitting here, and I told him I would not consume too much time. So, Dave, I'm not going to lie to you. It's an amazing feeling to have a Lifetime Achievement Award. Traditionally, they're reserved for people that are outgoing. Some aren't here anymore. I plan on not being outgoing, and I'm still here. And I'm planning on staying right here for a while. So all I can say is thank you so much to the Western San Bernardino County Bar. Dean, congratulations on being the president again. We don't have a problem with presidents, by the way. We can get presidents, but we have people we are re-electing because of their phenomenal past. And Dean's one of them. So I want to thank the board. I want to thank you all and all the tremendous judges who have had the honor to practice before and will continue to do so. I've got countless friends. I've got, Steve Goldstein's going to take over a vote as this chapter president this year. I've got the honor of being our national president coming up. It's going to be a busy year. I want to thank my family, Gail and Laura, for coming down to San Diego. And of course my kids. What can I say? I'm pretty proud. So thank you all.
Congressman Pete Aguilar from the United States Congress, from Senator Eloise Reyes from the State Senate, the entire Rancho Cucamonga City Council Mayor's office, from Robert Garcia's office in the State Assembly, and finally from the entire Board of Supervisors for San Bernardino County. They all congratulate you and thank you.
I'm not certain what all this hardware is going to get me, but I'm going to carry this in my car for about a year just in case I need it.
In closing, somebody gets the centerpiece, so look under your chair. We look forward to seeing you at our next event. Check out the table on your way out and read our October bulletin for upcoming events. Thank you for your support. Drive safely, and thank you for coming.